Hey everyone, Gordon here with another Tech Time with Gordon. Today I'm going to be talking about something that we all dread or get really angry at. Why is my internet so slow? So I'm going to explain, some reasons why your internet is slow and how to potentially solve some of these issues. So let's begin. Like always, let's start by explaining how it works. So for internet speed, we're referring to the speed which data is traveling, so from the World Wide Web all the way to our device. Um, Sometimes I like to explain it as if it was a highway. We're starting from point A to point B, so there is a distance of travel time. If we do speed it up, we get there quicker, but if there are obstacles along the way, we are going to go a lot slower and be delayed. And there are multiple factors in regards to what can affect speed. So for this highway, this is going to be the quality of the internet. So if we're talking about highways, road conditions can affect how quickly we traverse this highway. You may be asking yourself, well, Gordon, how do I know what my speed actually is? That's a good question. There are ways to check your internet speed at home. You can run what are called speed tests. These will kind of ensure the quality of internet connection you are getting. So they'll kind of figure out where you're located and do a few tests of sending and transferring to get a better idea if there's any impairments when it comes down to your internet. And what it's going to look like, it's going to look like something above. It's going to be an odometer, but instead of kilometers or miles, we're looking at megabytes per second. Generally, the average user, you're looking at between 15 to 25. If you have internet cable, it should be 25 or higher. Anything lower than these ranges, there might be a problem. So when you do a test, you'll watch as the odometer goes up, and it's going to give you a rate of uploading and downloading. So uploading is what we transfer to the internet, and downloading is what we are taking from the internet. My personal speed tests, I generally prefer using this website, so www.speedtest.net, to get a better idea of what my internet is doing. You've run the tests and you found that your internet's not as fast as you would like, or again, you find that it's still somewhat slow. So how to fix this? Well, there are things to look at. One thing is generally what software is running in the background of your device. This can be in the form of a computer to a mobile device. We can double check what the programs are running, and we can close them, because sometimes these background programs, they are still connected to the internet, and they are slowing it down because all of your resources are being pulled to these programs. So when it comes to a mobile device, make sure to open your multitask function and close those programs that you are not using. When it comes down to desktops, especially PCs, looking up above, you can see the processes. So these are all the programs, again, that are running in the background. If you know what the program is, make sure you know what it is before you end process it. If you don't, generally could be something that has to do with your operating system. So, but if you do see a program that you know, like Word, or maybe you're watching a video or something like that, and you're not watching it anymore, but it still says that it's running in the background, make sure to end process it. When it comes to mobile devices, generally poor internet means poor Wi-Fi, and this is generally because of signal interference. And because you're not getting a great signal, your device is constantly trying to reconnect, which can lead to some gaps or overlap. When it comes down to your wire or Wi-Fi, generally you want to check the signal. So looking above here are generally what we'll see. I like to either call it the upside down pyramid or the clamshell. Each bar represents a specific strength, so if it's completely grayed out or no bars, you are not getting any connection whatsoever. One highlighted bar or one bar is very poor and definitely will be constantly reconnecting in order to support it. You want to see full bars or close to it. So if you are noticing that you're not getting these bars, what could be the issue is your router is not in a great place, so you might have to reposition your router in your house, because sometimes with walls they can cause interference. So if you have a router downstairs and you're on the second floor, the signal might not be traveling up, or might be being interfered along the way. Maybe you've put it on the one side of the house that's close to your neighbors. They also have Wi-Fi. Your signals might be interfering with one another. So again, repositioning your router might help in regards to these interference and creating a stronger connection. Continuing with the concept of routers, modems, and even cables do malfunction. Like all equipment, there are specific ages that they start to deteriorate, and because they're not working properly, traffic is slowing down, so we're getting our traffic jams, or we're getting a poor constructed highway, and the signal is not able to make it through as fast as it once was. So if you have an older router, generally you might have to contact your internet provider, see if you can get an upgrade or change out your unit, especially if you think that's the root of the problem. Cables will also have a specific speed that goes with them. So if you have cable from 20 years back, it might not allow traffic to flow throughly as fast as newer cables. So you might have to look at replacing older equipment. Now, before replacing all your equipment, I would make sure that you contact your internet provider, because your internet speed is ultimately depending on your service provider. So you want to make sure how fast your internet is supposed to go, because if you don't have cable, or you have a low-end package, you're not going to have fast internet to begin with. Now, contacting your internet provider, sometimes they can offer services to check on your internet speed, and what sometimes they'll do is they'll kind of almost flush the lines to determine if there's anything that is slowing down your internet for some unknown reason. So when in doubt, if you're not really sure but you think it is going slower than what you've agreed to with your internet provider, contact them first and see if they can help you before starting to troubleshoot and replace equipment yourself. I hope you enjoyed my video and got a better idea of how to deal with internet that is slow. I do encourage you to take the speed test, see where you're at. If you are below the threshold that you should be, so again, if you are cable internet, it should be 25 or maybe higher. If you're below 10, definitely something's up there. And I encourage you then to reach out to your internet provider, see if they can flush the lines or help you with your internet. If that fails, check your devices. If you have an old router that's 10 years old, it might be time to upgrade it because it can't handle the newer speeds that your internet provider is providing you now. If you have the router in the basement and you're upstairs on the second floor, it might not be strong enough to reach you up there, so you might have to reposition. And finally, look at your device. You might have programs running in the background that is using up your internet and thus slowing you down in the process. If you haven't seen my past video, please check it out up there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe below. Have a nice day. Bye for now.